building's on Monaro Street. It's the main entry road into town, and it's in a sense the gateway to the commercial centre of the city, and it's part of a government precinct, and a number of those buildings are brick buildings, and we were looking to situate a building that gave you a gateway sense into town and that related to those brick structures. The idea of using an oxidised steel and the form of the building came together at the same time in the creative process. So it was always part of the conception of the building, and part of the idea was to capture in the large scale frames of the building, to capture the openness of this town on the edge of the Monaro Plains, and in the weathered steel to capture the rugged quality of the Monaro Plains. There was a shock horror reaction, I'd say, from the local council, and there was a small media storm, if you like, cooked up, in that it was photographed and put in the local papers. There was a lot of thought went into the cladding to make it economical. We worked out the sheet size, the coil size that it came in, and we simply cut it in half so there was no wastage. And then we folded that plate up, and that became the module of the cladding that was repeated. So there was zero waste. And then we did a lot of work on making sure that it would seal properly, and particularly as it oxidises, there is runoff that picks up some of that oxidation and can stain the surrounding environments. We did a lot of work to make sure that any runoff was captured and that we wouldn't get staining on footpaths that can mar the appearance of the building, and also the reputation of the material itself. Its overall expression is quite horizontal in the fact that it's two bars that are slipped, but we've created that slippage by folding a roof plane up, across and over, and so we wanted the verticality in the cladding to express this sense of a long folded strip. So we felt that the verticality would feel like it was part of a very long linear fold that goes up and over the building. The fine steel structure has a functional purpose but also an aesthetic purpose. So partly its functional purpose is to provide security for when you're washing the windows, but aesthetically we're after that finer scale of steel structures from the verandas in the main street of Queanbeyan, and we wanted that fineness in the building that you normally wouldn't get with a commercial office building of this scale. We wanted to create a building that would meet the street in a human scale way, and to do that we created a colonnade that ran along the street front. It provided entries to separate government agencies, and then above a sense of a lighter scale veranda that relates to the verandas on Monaro Street. This is a government building, and we felt that it needed a sense of civicness and publicness, and we wanted actually to create a mini public square, and we also felt that framing the openness, that amazing blue sky and the sense of openness that you get in Queanbeyan and on the Monaro Plain would in a way capture what this place is all about. I think it looks great. It's aged gracefully, the steel has oxidised and has a really consistent redness about it that gives it a great patina and makes it feel part of this historic town. It's one of the great qualities of weathering steel. It gets better and better with age. So every time I come back, it looks better and better, which is a great thing for an architect, that your building improves with age. It's like a good red wine.